How much is your time worth? Do you have more time than money or more money than time? And this is a concept that took me a while to learn, because back in the day when I was sucking at life, when I didn't have money and I had more time than money, I was falling victim to doing a lot of dumb shit with my time because I had endless amounts of time to do stupid things, right? So I can remember vividly when I waited nearly an hour in a fast food line to get a free McDonald's cheeseburger. There was a promotion going on at one point where they built this new McDonald's, and basically if you waited in line you would get a free cheeseburger, right? So me and my girlfriend at the time proceeded to wait in this line that was close to an hour long to get this, basically this cheeseburger that was worth, I want to say it was worth about 79 cents at the time. That's how much cheeseburgers were back then. So we waited in this line for close to an hour for 79 cents. And it really didn't dawn upon me until later when I got older and I thought back on that situation, that I was like, man, was my time, was my hour of my life really worth just 79 cents? Back then, I used to do a lot of things like that, right? Where I didn't value my own time, you know? And I didn't have money back then, but I still did not value my time. I would go from grocery store to grocery store or retail store to retail store trying to hunt for the best deals to save maybe a buck, sometimes even just 50 cents. Right? Because for me, that was worth it. I was like, ooh, I'm going to save 50 cents. I don't want to pay more for this, you know? Why? Because I had more time than money. And you might be doing this too, right? And sadly, I was doing this up until just like 5 or 6 years ago. Well, maybe a lot longer than that. Well, almost 10 years ago now, before my business really took off. I mean, I was really hunting for the best deals. I was spending my time just bargain shopping, when I could have just walked down the street to the closest store and just bought the thing, spent maybe another buck or two on the item, as opposed to wasting, you know, my entire day going from store to store, you know, driving around town looking for the best deal. So you have to ask yourself, what is your time worth? Okay? Do you have more money than time or more time than money? And these days, I won't even bother doing that. I mean, these days I look back on how I used to use my time, and I just want to kick myself sometimes, right? I just want to kick myself. But then again, in all fairness, I mean, I didn't really have the money to kind of just, you know, buy things at full pop, even when I didn't have time to drive around town all day. These days, I'm very, very protective of my time, okay? I'm very, very protective of it, even to the point where I try to analyze where I'm wasting the most time in my day, right? What am I wasting my time doing? And this is why I've said, you know, millions of times that I don't waste my time doing, you know, reacting to petty shit, whether it be online or offline, right? Say I'm at a traffic stop and somebody does something stupid and they want to try to engage in some road rage. I will literally press on my brakes and just let them go because I don't have time to deal with it. Whereas back in the day, I would just like hunt that dude down and try to get into an altercation with him. As I've told you guys, you can judge the success of a man by the things that bother him. Okay? You can judge the success of a man by the things that bother him. So little things like that back in the day used to bother me because I didn't really have much else going on. But then when you get on your grind, which is why I always tell you guys, you gotta get on your grind. You gotta find what your path and purpose is so you don't wander around out there doing dumb, stupid shit with your life and wasting your time, right? You gotta find out what your path and purpose is so you can get on your grind and focus on that daily. That way you will start to value your time just naturally, just by default. You will start to value your time. You won't be wasting your time on petty, grab-ass type behavior that a lot of guys engage in, right? A lot of guys engage in this type of behavior. Successful guys don't. They just don't, okay? As I've mentioned a number of times, I run an entrepreneurs group where we have close to 2,000 members now. We have over 1,500 members. The most successful guys in this group who are just crushing it in life, right? They are crushing it, not only in their business, because a guy who could crush it in their business is generally able to crush it in other areas of his life. Because there's a misnomer that I get from some guys from time to time, like, oh, that guy, beyond his money and business, he's nobody, he's nothing, he doesn't know what life is all about. I get these haters from time to time, like, oh, he doesn't know what life's about. I do, because all I do is sit around all day and meditate. Who are you kidding, dude? Who are you kidding, right? Because in order to become successful in life, to build a successful business especially, just using that as an example, you have to have a high degree of self-awareness. To be on your grind and your path and purpose, and to be crushing it on your grind, you have to have a high degree of self-awareness and direction. Okay, remember that, self-awareness and direction. And when you have those two things, you can get out there and kick people's asses, right, in life. Okay, not physically, but in life. Okay, you can get out there and you can seriously crush it, right? And so, yeah, I get a lot of these guys who are kind of like street monks trying to preach like, oh, you know, being successful isn't everything, and then you look at their lives, and their lives are a complete train wreck. They have nothing else going on. This is why they have all day to sit around and meditate all day, because their parents were successful, or they grew up in a well-off household, right, where they had, you know, luxuries growing up. You know, whenever I meet these kids, are these these adults, I want to say, they always grew up with privilege. I always find out like, oh, both their parents were lawyers, or oh, their mom was a lawyer, dad was a doctor, or oh, their dad was this CEO of this major corporation. It's like, dude, yeah, of course you could sit around and meditate all day. You have your parents' money behind you. You know, most of us do not. Most of us have to get out there and kick some ass and grind. We don't have the luxury that you do. So getting back to the topic, you have to ask yourself, what is your time worth? Okay? What is your time worth? I was out in, well, I'm still out here. Forgot where I was for a second. I'm out here in Vegas right now, and me and my girl the other day, we went to one of these larger casinos, and right when we walked in, there was this person who works there, and she was like, oh, come with me. And we're going to give you some freebies today. We're going to give you, like literally, she was like, we're going to give you $100 of free play, right? That means you get to play on the slot machines for $100 for free. She was like, we're going to give you $100 free play. We're also going to buy you lunch today, so lunch is on us. And there was some other goodie that she was giving away. So it was $100 free play, free lunch, and then also it was like a coupon for a gondola ride over at the Venetian. They have gondolas. So she's like, you get these three things, right? So we're like, wow, $100 free play, free lunch, and a coupon for a gondola at half price. We're like, that doesn't sound so bad. What do we have to do? You're going to go to this presentation for a timeshare at, you know, at their hotel, basically. I guess they were like trying to turn like some of the rooms into vacation rentals. And I was like, well, how long is this going to take? And the lady was like, 90 minutes. 90 minutes, like literally, she was like 90 minutes. 90 minutes, and then you get this free voucher for the gondola, the free lunch, and $100 free play, right? $100. And I like thought about it for a second, and I said, no, thank you. The lady was like, what? Everybody goes to this. Look at this line. Look at all these people. They're going to get their free gift and everything. And I just said, you know, without, you know, sounding like dickhead about it or arrogant, I just said, nah, it's not worth my time. I don't have the time for that. We rather do other things with our day. She's like, well, you're going to get lunch today, aren't you? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, well, let it be on us. And I'm like, you know, I'm like, I could afford to buy my own lunch for me and her. And she's like, no, but you're going to get the $100 free play also. And I'm like, it's just not worth my time to sit around for 90 minutes to be, you know, sold a timeshare. And she was like, there's no obligation to buy. And I'm like, yeah, but the mental exertion I'm going to need to exhaust and listen to this spiel is really not worth, it's just not worth my time, much less my mental or physical exertion to sit there and be there and listen to a sales pitch. I'm like, I'd rather be on the strip in 100-degree weather shooting content, shooting coaching videos for you guys. I'm like, in that 90 minutes, I could bang out several coaching videos that will bring me back 10 times that amount in just YouTube ad revenue. I'm like, I don't need to sit here and be sold a timeshare because I'm going to get $100 free play and a free, what, $20 lunch and half-price gondola ride that I don't even have time to ride that gondola on this trip. So I'm like, It's just not worth my time. And the lady just kind of like shook her head like we're idiots, and I'm like, okay, she doesn't get it. You know, she just doesn't get it. When you're on your grind and you're on your path and purpose, you will run across a lot of people who don't get it and who don't get you. I mean, I get a lot of people on my throughout my coaching videos who don't get it. I uploaded a coaching video not that long ago. It was talking about why it's bad to have too much time on your hands. And this kind of coincides with this coaching lesson. I talked about why it's bad to have too much time on your hands. And I had probably just one or two guys who didn't get it. And they're like, yeah, you keep being busy and you just miss out. You don't get to discover that empty void inside of you. Right? And it was like another one of these meditation guys who looked like he grew up with privilege. He has rich parents. He has all day to sit around and meditate. I laughed at that because I'm like, this is exactly the type of dude I'm talking about. It's like, he doesn't get it. And again, obviously, to be on your grind, right? And to have discovered your path and purpose, to be one of the very few people out there, the very few men out there who's actually discovered what your path and purpose is in life, you have to have a high degree of self-awareness, okay? You have to have a high degree of knowing who you are and what direction you're headed in life. Most dudes who don't are the guys that I talk about, who will wander aimlessly about life, meditating their asses off because they could live off mommy and daddy's money, right? Just sit out there hating on anybody who's grinding, hating on anybody who is out there crushing it. And that's the funny thing too, is like the biggest haters I've had as far as teaching guys like how to be successful, how to build their own businesses, how to go out there and crush it in life. The biggest haters I get are exactly the type of guys I described, who grew up with privilege. They grew up in financially well-off households where their parents were both professionals, had professional degrees, had 6-7-figure incomes, right? And they can sit around and just bum off mommy and daddy. They don't have to grind. They're such little bitches that they hate and get threatened by anybody else who is grinding out there. Why? Because it makes them feel less of a man inside. It makes them feel weak because it's like, look at this guy who grew up with nothing, who grew up on the streets of San Francisco, on by Hayden Ashbury, like going out there, coming from nothing and making something of himself and crushing it and teaching all of his followers to do the same. Oh my God, I gotta bring him down. I gotta bring him down because I'm such a little bitch. It goes back to, where are you spending your time? Okay? Where are you spending your time? What are you spending your time doing? Are you spending your time hating on other dudes? Hating on other people? Hating on other people's lives? Other people's success? Or are you more focused on yourself, right? Are you more focused on yourself? I mean, if I'm even going to spend an ounce of my time on somebody else, it's going to be spent on bringing that person up, okay? Lifting that person up versus doing what most people do, which is bring people down, okay? And this is why my channel, my business has become successful, is because I've adopted that mindset shift where it's like, I'm not threatened by anybody. I want everybody to succeed. I want everybody out there to win because I know that very few guys are actually going to push through and actually do that. You know? Hate to say it, it's true. It's true. But you have to ask yourself at the end of the day, what is your time worth? Okay? Are you going to be so foolish to sit in a line at McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King for an hour waiting for a free 80-cent, 79-cent, $1 cheeseburger? Is that how little your time is worth? Thinking back on my own mistakes that I've made. Or are you going to start valuing your time, right? Are you going to go from grocery store to try to save 50 cents on a bottle of mayonnaise or a bottle of ketchup when you could just get it right down the block and just pay the want it now tax of $1 extra? I call it a want it now tax. Sometimes when I would just want to buy something, right? Say you're like leaving a venue late at night and say you just want a bag of chips. You can't go to your grocery store and pay, or the local Walmart and pay 99 cents for those chips. Instead, you come across a liquor store, it's the closest thing, and the guy wants $3 for that bag of chips, right? So now you got to pay $2 extra. You got to pay the want it now tax, right? You got to pay the want it now tax. So what is your time worth? Are you going to pay the want it now tax, the $2 extra? Or are you going to drive halfway across town, spend $5 extra on gas just to save that $2 so you could buy those same bag of chips for 99 cents? Okay, it all goes back to what is your time worth? Okay, do you have more time than money or more money than time? How much do you value your time? And with that said, I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is Matt Cross from Alpha Male Secrets. Do not forget to smash that like button below. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so that you're notified whenever I upload a brand new coaching video here to the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Okay, I really, really appreciate it. If you subscribe to my channel, it helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, and it tells YouTube you love my videos, you want me to do more of them, you want me to share more of this knowledge with you. Okay, so please make sure you subscribe as well. And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content even further that I am teaching you guys, the best way to do that is by becoming a premium subscriber of my premium Alpha Male Secrets program, which I am hosting on a private platform away from YouTube. And the reason why I'm doing that is to protect my premium Alpha Male Secrets content from YouTube in the event that they shut me down one day, which, hey, look at all these channels they're shutting down, right? It's not a far cry, you know, because I'm doing something that is going against the mainstream narrative where I am helping men and I'm not trying to hurt men, right? This is a pro-male channel. It's not an anti-male channel. So obviously, a lot of these social media companies do not like that. So this is why I'm hosting my premium Alpha Male Secrets content on a private platform that is encrypted, that I'm paying for, so nobody can throw us off that. So even if YouTube takes us down one day, I will still have my premium content up on this private platform that I'm paying for, and you will not notice a single hiccup in that, right? So if you want to support my stuff, that is the absolute best way to do it, is by becoming a premium subscriber of my premium Alpha Male Secrets channel, right? And the first month is only $1. It's only $1 for the entire first month of premium Alpha Male Secrets content from me. And all you need to do to sign up is just click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video.